First race of the day. We start with a shorty on Cup Day, Glow Rest, who carries the all blue of the club. Red light is flashing. Racing, they're off in the first on Cup Day, and We Want a Jude and Nevada Rebel both a little slow to go. Glow Rest came out of the line very quickly. Conquan began well. Cujo, Peconic and Cleach fast away. Mr. Dickens settling on the rail on the inside of Lots of Tort, and then Indian River, who's deep. Raby Bay going forward along the fence. A length away, Bold Tristram, followed by High Poly, Classic Arc and Genadorf. Then came Nevada Rebel, who's third last on the outside of We Want a Jude. Tonight last as they come to the turn, the favourites on top. The bookies chewing their fingernails as Glow Rest led around the turn with 400 to go by 2 lengths to Conquan. A length away Cujo, then Cleach, Peconic and Indian River on the outside, but Glow Rest clear past the 200. Gary Baker's not doing much. Glow Rest shot 5 in front of Cujo, then Conquan and Indian River, but what a way for punters to start the day. Glow Rest bolts in, beating Cujo by almost 5. Peconic third, then Indian River, Conquan, Bold Tristram and Cleach. Raby Bay, Genadorf, Lots of Tort and Mr. Dickens. Then We Want a Jude, Nevada Rebel, Dr. Knight, High Poly and Classic Arc was one of the last.
Might be pretty smart, that winner. Glow Rest to pay $1.80 and $1.40 in New South Wales. Still paid that bit of overs on Super Tab. $2 the win, $1.40. The runner-up, number 14, Cujo, $10.60 in New South Wales. And number 18, Peconic, $17.10. So even though the short-priced favourite has won, just still might be some reasonable result in the trifecta. That's the first today at Grafton. Gary Baker, the winning rider.
People to get a hug from Shane Dye when Octagonal won the Cox Plate. He embraced you. Do you realise?
Yeah, I know. He even tried to plant a kiss on me, but I pulled back very quick from that. He's got skinny neck and he's got no hind quarter, and he's at this stage of the year he's always hairy. He looks like a goat. But
he speaks well of you too. You know, she tells me you can tie this old fellow up alongside a filly or a mare and he takes absolutely no notice, which is quite amazing in view of the fact that he has served a few mares.
Doesn't sound like Richard, does it? You couldn't tie him up.
Hang on. It doesn't say much.
Sense of justice, not...
Just steady. Doesn't say much for the mares he served either.
I do think the old geldings cope with the hot weather better.
Well, how you going?
Terrific. That got you square, didn't it, for the last 2 or 3 weeks?
That's exactly right.
Even if you're hungover, clamber out of bed and tune in 9:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
Red light. We're set for action. Starter Mr. Leslight about to let them go. 1,200 metres. Off and racing now. It was a fair line. Playbird okay. Kiamba Star, one of the favoured runners, was a little bit slow out. Oakwood Lass, and now Selections bursting through the pack. Apexian out wide on the track, and Playbird after a slow start moved through in the centre, followed then by Dame Lottie. Then Petticoat Dancer out wide on the track was Dusty Queen. After a tardy start, Kiamba Star moved to 7th on the inside of Miss Trombone. Out wide on the track was imminent. The centre then was Blue Danielle. The favourite Turnersville is back to second last, and Swift Bell, the last one, 7 off the lead. Selections wanting to toss its head in front, led Hokewood Star by a long neck. Out wide on the track, 3 wide is Apexian. Camp behind them, Dame Lottie. Then Playbird, Petticoat Dancer coming into the fray. Kiamba Star trapped behind runners. Imminent coming wide toward the bend. Turnersville, the favourite, will have to come 6 and 7 wide toward the bend. Well back was Swift Bell and Dusty Queen, the trailer. They turn now, and Oakwood Lass on the outside took the front. Selections is gone. Coming into it strongly is down the outside Miss Trombone with a big run. Blue Danielle, and getting up the fence, Kiamba Star. Miss Trombone out wide, rush to the front, 200 metres to go, but sneaking up the inside is Kiamba Star, and Dame Lottie getting out late. Kiamba Star, she took the shortcut home, she grabbed the front, she raced clear, and the local filly Kiamba Star wins by 2 lengths. Second tight is Miss Trombone or Dame Lottie. Then Swift Bell came from last to finish 4th. Behind those was Oakwood Lass, then Dusty Queen. Out wide on the track was Turnersville, a favourite, every conceivable chance. Then Apexian, Imminent, Playbird, well back, Selections, Blue Danielle and Petticoat Dancer. The local filly Kiamba Star, written by Stephen Tracy for John Sheldon is having a great run. He's the leading trainer here on the Northern Rivers, and Kayamba Star has bloused them out. Number 8 took the shortcut home when Miss Trombone was being hailed the winner. She has rushed home and grabbed them, and she's won very, very comfortably, won by about 2.5 lengths in the line. And she wanted to balk at about the 50-metre mark, but she's won and won very well. Number 8, number 9 has run second, Miss Trombone, and number 14, Dame Lottie. If you backed it, it's going to put some value in your trifecta. It was around 34 to 1.
And my apologies to Steve Hawkins, who in fact called the second race.
Set. 1,200 metres the journey. Northern Bliss. They're racing. Now slowly away was Northern Bliss, missed it, and back towards the tail. Mr. Blues and Gordale didn't jump all that well, and Manipulate got away well. Arctic Dew is prominent, and getting up along the inside there was Or Basil, followed then by Mossvale on the inside. Bonjour L'Etoile is not too far away as they thought themselves out. Then Kalo Scandal on the inside of Sir Delphinus, followed then by Rising. Down towards the inside, Incessant Deed, followed by Loris de Quill, back fourth last. Down on the inside, Gordale, followed by James Boy, and well back as they race towards the turn was Northern Bliss, and last of all Mr. Blues as they race up towards the turn. 600 metres to go, and Manipulators well clear about 2 in front of Arctic Dew, followed then by Say Goodnight. Jokes out 3 and 4 wide, now getting a beautiful run. Mossvale on the inside, back behind those Kalo Scandal, further back behind those Or Basil, then Gordale, Loris de Quill as well back, followed by Rising, and back behind those Sir Delphinus. Down towards the 200 they race, and Manipulators still the leader, shaken up. Manipulators well clear, about 2 in front now, getting into the clear. Mossvale is running on, and down the outside Jokes, followed by Say Goodnight, but Manipulators well clear. There's no danger to Manipulate, and Manipulate races away to win it well. Manipulate first, Mossvale second, Say Goodnight third, followed by Loris de Quill on the next one piping, followed then by Mr. Blues and Gordale, and in that group there was Jokes, followed then by Arctic Dew pulling up quickly, further back to Incessant Deed, followed by James Boy, then Kalo Scandal, Sir Delphinus and Bonjour Etoile. Well back was Or Basil, and one of the last to cross the line in that race there was Northern Bliss. Stand by Manipulate, number 14, $4.50 and $2 in New South Wales. Number 8, Mossvale, $1.90, and 10, Say Goodnight at $2.10. 14, 8, 10. But never looked like losing that winner. Manipulate, ridden by Glenn Collis, trained at Coffs Harbour by Kel Connell. A chestnut gelding 3 by Yates out of If This Be So, is raced by T. Wilson, B. Forsman and K. Baird. And a very easy win indeed, Manipulate. Mossvale was given every possible chance, but the winner was a mile too good. Mossvale, trained by Brian Guy at Rose Hill, Corey Brown, a Brown gelding 3 by Bureaucracy out of La Violetta, and Say Goodnight, a chestnut gelding 3, Ace Gay, Magic Night, Peter Ball, Gladstone, Len Beasley was the rider there, but it was all Manipulate. Has now had 12 starts for 3 wins, 3 seconds and 2/3. So the numbers are 14, 8 and 10. 19 was 4th, Gordale, and number 1, Arctic Dew, finished 5th.
Well, there it was just before that race. Matthew Browning talking to Glenn Collis, who's riding It's All In Fun in the Grafton Cup, and he was the rider of Manipulate, which got home there, number 14, $4.50.
And an overcast day here with a big crowd at Grafton, the lights flashing. Hillsdorf has drawn the inside with Megalo Maestro, just as stands up. Now they're off and racing, and it was a very, very level start, and Star Venus with the apprentice rider on board jumped out in front, was quickly headed on the outside by F&S, who is keen to lead, and booting up through the centre. Then came Vancouver Island. Getting back on the inside there is Hillsdorf, and Red Schooner is going to be posied up about 5th, just in behind Miss Desmond as they start to sort themselves out. Then back midfield 3 wide is Razor Breeze, between runners Papa Torta, back on the inside Megalo Maestro. A length and 3/4 further back, then on the inside came Just As, on its outside is It's a Babe. They were followed further afield then by Love to Dance on the inside of High Dock. Then came Black Sari. Next to last is Morning Swell, and last of all is High Sterlo. They're pretty well strung out along the back, and F&S speeds away with his mouth open to lead by 4.5 over Star Venus, travelling second. In third place then is Miss Desmond. Just back on the inside, then came Hillsdorf and circling around, and then Vancouver Island. Red Schooner has been pratted 3 wide from the outset and can't get it. He's just being headed now by Papatort through the centre. Megalo Maestro, the fence. At the head of the others, then came It's a Babe, followed by Razor Breeze. Then came High Dock going around the outside. Back on the inside is Love to Dance, Just As. Well back, Morning Swell. Next to last then is Black Sari, and High Sterlo whips them in. They approach the home corner now, and they have to catch Air Finesse. It skipped clear about 3 or 4 now on Star Phoenix. Into second, then runs on the outside, then Papatort, followed further back then by the inside by Hillsdorf, and Miss Desmond is into the clear through the centre also. Papatort getting out after Air Finesse, who's stopping at the 200. Under the whip is It's a Babe, but it's still on the inside. Air Finesse headed now by Papatort. Papatort runs away from them, and Papatort is going to go on and score in the Doyle Seafood. Number 14, Papatort, a big winner. Second over the line, Air Finesse, followed by Star Phoenix. Then came Love to Dance, Just As. They were followed over the line then by It's a Babe. The next one, Megalo Maestro, Red Schooner well back. Then came Razor Breeze, followed by Miss Desmond, knocked up in the straight. High Dock was next with Vancouver Island. High Sterlo, Morning Swell, Black Sari well back always. And last of all was Hillsdorf. Now those colours look familiar.
Chris Muntz, the rider, bearing those colours. Number 14, Papatort, into $3.40 and $1.80. Second, number 5, Air Finesse. And a cheeky race, didn't it, to pay $18.40. Big place, Devon. And number 4, Star Phoenix, $2.90. But Papatort, too strong at the finish of race 4. The official totes...
No, Elite Ted's back down to the gate again. And now he's forward. He's in now, Elite Ted. They're ready to go. Dapper Star stands up well with Razor Lance, Sandurga, Kieran Lady, Charmine Star. The light's still flashing red at the moment. Razor Lance might be on the move. Off and racing now. Elite Ted on the outside began quickly. Dapper Star began brilliantly, and King Cal and Kieran Lady were well away. And on settling down, it's Dapper Star going to the lead. Kieran Lady second, King Cal third. Then came Elite Ted racing a little bit deep with Dustina there too. Razor Lance, Sandurga. Jody's Opera's on the fence, followed by Field of Fire. Elite Ted's just dropped back a bit. He's out about 4 deep, worse than midfield. Rapids on the fence, followed by Take the Stand a long way back on the field with Mr. Handy, Nature's Fury and Charmine Star. Dapper Star in front of King Cal at the 500 metres mark, led a half length. Kieran Lady in third, followed by Dustina fourth. Over on the inside, Jody's Opera from Sandurga. Elite Ted's been called upon. He's starting to go forward. He's about 5 off the lead, and then came Rapids as they turn. In the straight, Dapper Star, the leader, a half to King Cal from Kieran Lady. Dustina pulled to the outside, and Elite Ted is starting to rev up on the outside. He's coming quickly, although he wants to hang in. Dapper Star in front at the 200 metres mark. Elite Ted, Kieran Lady on the fence, and King Cal, Dapper Star, but here's Elite Ted, Kieran Lady on the fence. Dapper Star, Elite Ted and Kieran Lady. The 3 of them are coming to the line. It's going to be close. Oh, gee, it's tight. It's either Elite Ted or Kieran Lady. There's a breath in it. A lip away third, Dapper Star. Then came Take the Stand, followed then by Rapids, Dustina, King Cal, Mr. Handy. Further back on the field, Charmine Star, followed by Fields of Fire, Nature's Fury, Jody's Opera, and last home Razor Lance in a real thriller.
I know it's a brute of an angle, French's Forest to Grafton, but I think the outside's won. Elite Ted, Glenn Collis throwing everything at it, bar his wallet. That's down on the inside, Kieran Lady in the dark blue and light blue. Elite Ted out on the outside. As they go to the line, you'll see the strip across the track. Now, it's just about good in front. There, it's one for sure. Elite Ted has beaten Kieran Lady and Dapper Star. God, I'd look a mug if I was wrong. I've looked a mug before. But I think it's one for sure, Elite Ted. And it has $2.50, $1.40. My grammar has been corrected here. I'm sure it's one now. Elite Ted, $2.50 and $1.40. Kieran Lady paid $3.10 and Dapper Star $1.90. Glenn Collis, a winning double on the Grafton Cup program. His earlier winner was Manipulate. Now they are getting ready on the sand at Port Augusta. Tissue 460, Stoichkov 760, In Debt 530, Buckaroo 990. Down to number 6, Jive Bunny $4.40. Recolino is at $6.60. Just before they jump at Port Augusta, at Ballarat, the trotters. What a melody.
There's the light on top of the barrier stalls. Racing, Aztec Poet from the inside, Arthur's Lass, and he'll be back out wide, came out quickly. Jug Rhythm began well, Addis came out quickly, Kayaru Kingdom came out quickly, and someone blew the charge. At the end of 200 metres, it's a scramble to lead, and Kayaru Kingdom got it by a half to Addis with Spyzan third and 3 deep. A length away, he'll be back on the outside of Arthur's Lass, Aztec Poet the rail. Wonder Mighty Disco, and then All Talent around Jug Rhythm, followed by Our Girl Potter Red. Dream Breeze is fourth last, a length Olivier, third last on the outside of Devil's Mate and another Norman. At the tail of the field, Kayaru Kingdom the leader, coming to the turn with 500 metres to run. It's Kayaru Kingdom, a half to Addis, a half away Spyzan 3 wide. He'll be back 4 deep. Aztec Poet sweating behind the pace, a length away Arthur's Lass, followed by All Talent. Olivier is back behind a wall of horses, the rider looking everywhere for a run. All Talent and Olivier had a stoush. Olivier was knocked out. Spyzan went to Kayaru Kingdom. Arthur's Lass grabbed them both, 100 to go. Dream Breeze out of the pack. Putter Red flying. Arthur's Lass in front of Spyzan. Putter Red late, hit it close. Arthur's Lass, Spyzan in a photo, very close. Putter Red flashed up for third. Then came Mighty Disco and Dream Breeze. Our Girl, Aztec Poet, All Talent, who gave the favourite a real whack in the straight. Jug Rhythm further back from He'll Be Back, and then another Norman. Olivier had no luck in the straight. Addis a long way back, and Kayaru Kingdom has pulled up quickly near the tail. 14's the winner. Arthur's Lass has lasted. Number 14, Arthur's Lass, ridden by David Kelly, has beaten 13 Spyzan, Corey Brown, and we wait for third. That much happening in the home straight, there wasn't really time to tell you all about it. And knows the winning margin, no surprise there. 11's run third. So, after all of that, 14, 13, 11. Arthur's Lass, David Kelly, is a win for the locals on Cup Day. Number 13, Spyzan, Corey Brown is second. 11, Potter Red, Stephen Tracy is third.
Right, Arthur's Lass at $8.40 and $2.70. Spyzan $2.70. Number 11, Potter Red, $23.10. In the white and red colours back behind, and that was Olivier, the favourite, just getting poleaxed. Forget it went around. This will settle the sand at Port Augusta. Quite heavy rain. Where Gunsmoke Harry is $5.20. Motto 11. Onyx River $6.50. Bowl Shazza 11. Lil Miss Kate $8.70. Flaming Footprints $4.90. Grey Heria 13. French Oak 22. Mick Asher 26. Lady Muck 27. And Money for the Boys is 33 and Chula 11. This is race 6 on the Gatton program. Riding star so far at Port Augusta has been Kane Newsham, but he doesn't have a ride in this race. At Gatton, there's the confirmed totes on Pink Mogul, Pointillism and Taunton Crusher. $21.80 the Quinella and $585 the Trifecta on the Queensland TAB. While at Ballarat, another favourite, Boomtown Rat, beating Port Chester, Montana Gold. The Super Tab Quinella $5.60 and the Trifecta $86.50. It is coming down quite heavily, pounding down at Port Augusta. Mornington in 5 minutes.
Runners coming away, and